Hello, hello friends. I am Debbie from Paper Sweeties. Welcome to my page. What's going on with Facebook? It's just spinning and spinning on my laptop. Oh my gosh. Hi Christine, can you hear me and see me okay? I'm not sure what's going on with my laptop. It's just spinning when I'm trying to refresh the page. Hi Michelle, how are you? Okay, there we are. All right, let me share me quick to my two little groups and then we'll get started. Oh my gosh, Bailey. She decides to play with her tennis ball when I go live. Hey, Marcella, how are you? Okay, Kristen, thank you. I don't know. It looked good on my phone, but my laptop was just spinning. You guys, I had a heart attack again this morning. The saga continues with my hack. Oh great, hi Julie, welcome in. The pinned comment is frozen on my phone, so I can't really see, I can only see one comment at a time. Facebook. Yes, the saga continues with my hack that happened more than a week ago now. I woke up this morning, opened Facebook, was doing all the things, and then my account was, what's the word? Locked again. It was like, I got a thing, locked out. Says, we think, hey Pam, how are you? Hi Robin. Hi Nancy. Bailey, stop. We think someone tried to access your account. I'm like, oh my God, you guys. This has been going on for a week and a half. What had happened as, remember I told you I switched email providers when that all happened? We're in the process of getting rid of our Earthlink, and that's the one that was hacked. So I got a Gmail now. Hi Quincy, how are you? Welcome. When I went into Facebook, I was able to add my new email, and I went to try to delete the old one and it wouldn't let me delete it. And I tried doing this over the past 2 days. Well, apparently Facebook saw that as suspicious activity again and they locked my account. The good news is though, when I went through the steps to recover the account, it had both of the emails listed and it said, please let us know if any of this information is incorrect, if one of these was the one with the suspicious activity that we think was hacked. So I was able to click on the old one and sent it through to them in the report, and they were able to delete it on their end. Because, you know, you try to do anything on Facebook, and hi Jenna, thank you for sprinkling. And it just goes out into the atmosphere and no one ever, there's no phone number, there's no email, there's no chat that you can open. It's just report a problem, or report an issue, and you send it and you never hear back. So anyways, freaked out, my hands were shaking. I'm like, oh my God, I can't anymore. Hey Vicky, how are you? Welcome in. So anyways, guys, it's all good, and they were able to delete the old email, so that's good, the one that was hacked. The only one that I can't is PayPal. I'm gonna have to call them, but I don't think there's gonna be an end around. They told me that, hi Dee, how are you? They told me that for PayPal, you have to keep the email that you opened your account with. And I opened my PayPal account like 18 years ago with that email. You can add another one, but you have to keep that original one. And I think the only way to end around it is to delete your PayPal account and start a new one with your new email. And PayPal is linked to my Paper Sweeties website, the payment portal. So it wouldn't be just easy deleting it and opening a new one. I'd have to get with my web designer. Effie's sleeping. Michelle, I'm going to see my babies tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to see my one son that has my 18-month-old little baby Brooke and my 4-month-old little baby Liam. I'm gonna get some snuggle time in. So anyways, I think that's the only way I could end around, and I don't want to do that. Push comes to shove though, I'll get with my web tech guy and find out from him what we need to do. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, guys, I'm going to take you on a little field trip over to the corner because I don't want to carry it over here. So if any of you get dizzy, look away for a second. Look away for a second. I'm going to take you on a little field trip. Sorry, guys. Sorry. All right, how do I flip this? There we go. There we go. All right, so going, I know, so fun. I can't wait to get my babies. I know, grandbaby snuggles. PM, I'm so excited. Yeah. I'm going Wednesday. I'm going to be there Thursday and Friday. So, when I started, on my very first day for Crafty Friends, we did frosting together. I think. And then after that, I think I was working on, or at one point I was working on, switching my craft room tree out from Christmas to my snowmen when I was on a live, and Sam, I said something like, oh, I don't have an Easter spring one, so that might be something fun to do over the course of several weeks in the Crafty Friends group. I'll plug it in, guys, so you can see, although it's daytime and you probably won't be able. So this is the one in my craft room. That might be fun to do over the course of several weeks to make a spring one in the Crafty Friends group. So then every week we'll keep working on it until we get all the elements done, and then we can undo the snowman tree together and do the spring one. And Pam says, oh, Sam said, oh, I love that idea. Okay, Jenna, that's what I thought, but you know me, I can get confused, and I've had so much, extraneous crap going on my life this past week and a half. Who knows? So, I keep the tree with the lights on, and then I just change the ornaments out for each season. Michelle made me that nutcracker. Isn't that so sweet? I love it. And then the little mini tree stands it's in, it was originally Glitzy Creations by Ginger's idea. She did a round one with gingerbread on it in a Bose clay container. So I had a lot of these rectangle containers from Model Magic Clay from Hobby Lobby. So I've done all of mine in the rectangle containers. And what I do with mine, I cover them all the way around. And on one side, I put one season. And on the other side, I put another season that coordinates with the background. So like this is blue, and I don't have a summer one, so I'll probably do a summer one on the back side of this, and the blue background will look like blue sky. And I don't know what we're going to do with it yet, but I thought that would be cute to do something beachy with palm trees or something. So this is what we're going to start working on. Hi, Jess. How are you? Your little bunny is so cute. I love it, love it, love it. We're going to start working on this, guys. I'm not sure how many weeks, if it'll be 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Let me flip this back. Oh, let me show you this, guys. So here's where we got yesterday with the bunny, the nutcracker. I've been turning into a bunny with pink frosting divas. And my puppies are multiplying. There's Paisley, she's sold. There's Lily, she's sold. And then I have an order for another one. So this is my table that you always see behind me, guys. That's up close, the table you always see behind me. All right, let me flip this back. There I am. Close your eyes if you get dizzy. I'm going to put you back, and we're going to get started. 2 bases in 1 PM because I don't have a lot of room to store stuff. So because mine is rectangle, thank you, Robin. Because mine is rectangle, I do have a front and then a back. Like on a round one, you kind of wouldn't know like where to stop because it's round. Kind of like if you're painting a room and there's no like corner, you wouldn't know where to stop with your color. So far I did a Christmas one and a winter snowman one and a Pinkoween one. And now we're gonna do a spring Easter one. Oh, thank you, Pam. Yeah, I was saying that. Love bug. Everyone say hi to Carissa. There's my love bug. Pam, thank you so much. I was saying that on Jenna's live this morning, saying that she's gonna participate in Teresa's craft room organization event next month, I guess. And I told her I have OCD a little. I think I've never been diagnosed, but I think I do. So I can't work in clutter. I have to have things neat and organized. But thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. All right, so this is an empty Model Magic container. Hi Heidi, how are you? Welcome. That I emptied out. I use Model Magic, guys. When I first started with foam clay, I was using Model Magic. Little did I know, I thought this was air dry foam clay. It's air dry clay, but it's not air dry foam clay. There's a difference. And this, I found out very quickly, if you use this for larger pieces, it will crack when it's drying. So this is good for, Model Magic is good for tiny pieces. And I love using the Model Magic to make my popcorn. That's pretty much all I use it for now in my popcorn mold. It makes perfect popcorn because it is so stiff, the clay. So when you pop it out of the mold, it holds all of the shape and the impressions from that popcorn silicone mold that I have. So, little tip. I am gonna start crafting, guys, I promise. So this is the base that I start with to put my little trees in, okay? And like I said, I only have 3 bases going so far. Christmas on one side, winter on one side, Pinkoween on one side, and then I plan to flip them over and decorate the opposite side with another season, okay? Hi, Brandy, how are you? Hi, Renee, how are you? Welcome. There's my other sweet friend. All right, so then in my mind, skipping forward a little, and I'd love to hear your guys' ideas too. I kind of put all my winter cutters away and was super excited to start digging into my spring and Easter cutters. This is my one tote that has all my spring and Easter. I'm so excited to get into it. So this is a cutter I got from my friend Juliana, Quiet Corner Crafting. Some of you are in her group with me. She does exclusive cookie cutters that are only available to members in her private group. And you've seen me do a lot of live tutorials using her cookie cutters. And I know some of you have loved them and went and got them, joined her group and got them. So I know very much she appreciates that. So again, if you don't have this one, it is from Juliana's paid private group. Yes, Carissa, I know, right? And her public page is Quiet Corner Crafting with Juliana, and her paid group is Quiet Corner Clubhouse. And again, she designs the cutters. You can only get them if you're a member of her paid group. So if you see anything that I'm going to be making using her cutters, that's where you're going to get them. I always like to give credit where credit is due. But I did make this last year. It ended up being adopted and going to live with someone. It's a 3-layer carrot macaron cookie. I have the sprinkles in the middle. I have lime margarita up top on the leaves. I made a little quilted pocket with a ruffle and I put a peep bunny inside. So I was thinking of kind of doing something along those lines with this. After we get this covered, kind of doing a little, instead of my other ones have been houses, and actually the snowman one is a hot cocoa stand. I was thinking of doing like a bunny hutch house. Juliana just did the cutest Candyland bunny hutch house, giant, big one. And I loved it so much. And I've seen other people do little bunny hutches with carrot cookie cutters. So I thought this would be good. The sizing is even good. So we will cut that much off the bottom. So that will be the bunny hutch house. We'll do some sort of little door here. Maybe I'll put it off-centered and then we'll do a bunny over here. What are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking? Do you have any additional ideas you can throw my way? That's not going to happen today, because today we're going to cover this thing. I'm going to show you. I've showed before, but and then I do put all of my free tutorials over on my YouTube channel, guys. So if you ever have seen anything that I've made in the past and it's gone bye-bye from Facebook, you can always find them over on my YouTube channel. The link to it is at the top of my business page. It's just Paper Sweeties on YouTube. And I literally have hundreds of videos over there saved. I had some over there, but when Facebook started doing their, after 30 days, we're deleting your content, I now just, every time I do something live on Facebook, I transfer it over there. And I want to start, it was my New Year's goal. I haven't done it yet, guys, but I want to start like going live from YouTube and then sharing it over here, because Facebook seems to be so, what's the word I'm looking for, guys? Wonky, tricky, finicky. Sometimes you're on, sometimes you're not, sometimes you can comment, sometimes you can't. I mean, I just got out of Facebook jail because of the hack on my email account. Once they got in my email, they got into my Facebook and my PayPal and my credit cards and Walmart $1,000 charge, credit card overseas $850 charge. It's terrible. Carissa, you have an empty container similar. Easter would be so cute. Let's make it together, love bug. Cut a door out, put lights and small bunnies in there. Oh, that would be so cute, Renee. That would be so cute. All right, so I decided I'm going to cover this one in pink because my Christmas one I did in like a goldish gingerbread. My Pinkoween one I covered in black glitter foam sheet, and my winter one I covered in blue. So I don't have one covered in pink yet. So I'm going to show you. The only thing with the rectangle or a square, it's a little, well, I was going to say it's a little bit harder to cover than the round. The round is easy to cover because you just go around. If you're going to use a Model Magic container, can you guys see? There, it's tapered. It's larger up here and smaller on the bottom, so it's a little trickier to cover. And then the sides, can you guys see? They are not flat. They are, can you see? It's curved. So it's just a little bit trickier. Put a door, lights, bunnies. I can't visualize how I would cut a door out and put lights. I mean, the width of, when I cut out the carrot, it's only going to be that deep. Once it's set on here, the tree's going to be inside here. So, you know, you don't cut into your bucket. So I've only ever done things. That's a neat idea, Renee, but I can't wrap my head around how I would cut and put lights in it. You mean light up like fairy lights? That would be so cute. Or even strung around the top, and then I could hide the battery pack inside the tree. I don't know. We're not getting to that today, so we have time to think on it. But I'm going to show you how I cover my my Model Magic buckets. So I kind of start just in one corner, and because the corners are rounded, and because these sheets are not long enough to go all the way around, I do piece mine in 4 pieces, meaning I do one piece on the front, and then I cut it off, one piece on the back, and then one on each of the sides, because the sides are tricky because of that curve. So many little trees. You've got a bunch to make. Chris, I love that. Let's let that be our project together for the month. Let's do it together, okay, love bug? We'll do it together. Carissa needs some fun inspiration in her life. She's had a lot of challenges since Christmas. So send her some love. Yes, Renee, so cute. So adorable. I'm trying to think how I can make that work because I love it so much. All right, so I'm going to start on one corner. Like I said, it's going to be pieced. So I do come back after I cover with the glitter foam sheets, and I do get some fluffy, soft, sticky white clay that I don't use like in designs. That's really easy to do the messy finger technique that you guys have seen me do. And I do put that all along the edge here to create like drip. In this instance, it'll look like clouds above the little bunny tree house. And then I do roll out worms and put it on the corners to hide the seams. And that kind of looks like royal icing, like if you were doing a gingerbread house and piping royal icing into the seams. Yes. Hi, Shannon. How are you, sweet friend? Welcome in. It's so good to see you. All right, to get it started, I'm just going to run just 2 beads. And I use my big hot glue gun when I do this, guys, because it takes a lot of hot glue. Then I'm going to put this glitter foam sheet as far up under the lip of my container as possible. And I'm going to hold it down, hold it. How are you, Shannon? Welcome. What's new in your little neck of the woods? How many of you guys have done something like this with little mini seasonal trees? Do you have them, for example? Do you have a little one somewhere in your house or your craft room? Hey, Janet, welcome. And do you change them out for the seasons? How many? I know a lot of you do. Carissa, I know you do trees throughout the year. I just have this little one in my craft room, and I want to say that's a 24-inch tall one. Janet, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it very much. I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm doing good. Now that I've kind of gotten through my challenges of my accounts being compromised last week. All right, some more hot glue. I only do a few rows of the hot glue at a time, guys, because I want to be able to push it down and hold it down to melt that hot glue like under your glitter foam sheet so I don't have any large ridges. Sometimes if you go too far ahead with your hot glue, your first row or two will start to dry. Ginger, I was just talking about you, Ginger. Oh my gosh. It's like the universe knew. I was just talking about you. Look, I'm finally getting around to covering another bucket and doing a spring one. Remember, I had such good intentions to do all the seasons after I saw yours. And then I did Pinkoween and Christmas and winter, and I stopped. And that was more than a year ago. Tina, hi. Hi, Gloria. So I'm finally on Sam's suggestion, I'm finally getting around to doing an Easter Bunny one. Of course, it's going to be Candyland. Ginger, were your ears ringing? Were your ears ringing? Because we all were just talking about you, how you did yours in a round Bo's clay bucket, and the first one you did was pink with gingerbreads, and then I think you did a Valentine's one. Too funny, too funny, too funny. Your ears must have been ringing. That girl Debbie is talking about me. So I do mine in the Ginger knows, I do mine in the Model Magic buckets. They're a little bit more challenging to cover because they're rectangle, they're tapered down to the bottom, and they're curved on the sides. So a little bit more challenging. Pinkoween, Christmas, and Valentine. That's what I thought. Yeah, me too. Me too. I did Pinkoween, Christmas, and Snowman Winter. And then I got sidetracked onto a million other things. And when I was taking my Christmas decorations live off of my little tree and putting my snowman stuff up, I think there's Sam. Sam, were your ears ringing? Because we were talking about you too. I was saying that Sam is the one who encouraged me to do a Candyland Spring Easter series for the Crafty Friends on how to turn some sort of container. Ginger used a Bo's clay container. I'm using Model Magic container. You can use anything, guys. Check out your pantry. You might have some kind of cheese ball puff container in your pantry that you could use. I mean, you guys know I don't throw anything out. I'm a hoarder and I save everything. So Sam encouraged me to do this as a series for the Crafty Friends. So Sam, this is for you. It's week 1. I don't know how many weeks it's going to take me. I'm guessing probably 3 or 4 weeks. Because I'm only going to do this for Crafty Friends group, guys. I'm only going to do this in the Crafty Friends. It's like in the Pink Frosting Divas, how I pick one large project and I work on it all month. You guys, I just got burnt out trying to think of new things to make multiple times a week. So that's working out kind of fun for me. Hi, Rory. Ginger, I'm going to see my babies tomorrow. I'm so excited. Popcorn tin bucket, exactly. Yeah, check your pantries, guys. Check your garage. I save everything. Parmesan cheese containers, butter plastic containers, you know, anything that you buy anything in that comes in a package. Yeah, so my, Sam, right? Yeah, Sam, what did you do to your arm? If you said it on a live, I must have missed it. All I saw was that you went to the hospital and they put your arm in a sling and you can't craft for a while. What did you do? And are you feeling better? Hey, Dawn, how are you? Welcome in. Hi, sweet lady. All right, and then we can keep talking, but then I take a pair of sharp scissors. I have my crafty scissors, and then I have sharper pointier ones, and I like to use these because I feel like I get a more precise straight edge. What I'm going to do, guys, first with these is just rough cut this off the bottom and this off the side to get rid of some of that bulk, just like when you're working with clay, guys, and you get rid of your bulk. How does she know my name? That's cute. I'm going to see my babies tomorrow. I'm going tomorrow when I finish my morning live, and I'm staying through Friday. My little Brooke is 18 months old, and my little Liam is 4 months old, and Mimi cannot wait to play. I know when I come home Saturday, I'm going to be exhausted, but it's going to be a good exhausted. All right, and on my corners, of my container, guys. Like I said, I'm not super concerned with them matching up because I do go back and we will roll worms of white foam clay and we'll put them on the corners to look like the royal icing on this Easter gingerbread house. Okay, guys? All right, so I'm not going to be super overly concerned. Now, if you're using a round container, it's going to be a lot easier to limit the pain of hustle, arthritis, and a bone spur. Sam, my husband has arthritis and bone spurs in his, he tore his rotator cuff golfing years back and lived with it for a couple years and then finally went and had this surgery. Yesterday, Raquel is going for next week, rotator cuff surgery. And I told her the surgery won't be that bad. For him, it was the recovery. He had to do PT for 6 weeks. And guys, he's a man. If men had to give birth, I feel civilization would end. He was just like dying. I have heard from women that it is a painful recovery, but you guys, oh my God. It was, you don't understand. This is the worst pain in the world. I'm like, I birthed 2 kids, natural, no drugs. I think I do understand. Gloria, this is the first I have seen you on before. Are you sure? Well, Sam, keep us posted. Did you do something to it? Did you have an injury? Or did it just start hurting over time? I hate that for you. Yes, Poe, that's what I did. So I did give him that. I'm like, yeah, I have heard that that's, quite painful. It was, you don't understand. I'm like, I think I do. I think I do. All right, guys, I'm going to put some more glue. Yeah, the PT was terrible. He had like 80-year-old men coming into the PT that had like broken hip and had PT for broken hip. And in like 3 weeks, they were good to go, like dancing the jig. And he was still, you don't understand. I'm like, okay. Yeah, Gloria, I could swear I've seen you in here before. I know you've been on my page. Started on Thursday. See, Mom, that's so weird. I hate that for you. All right, so now I feel like it's good on the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and trim it close off the bottom now with my good pointy scissors. And we will put clay down there on the bottom too, guys, to look like grass or fluff or something. I don't know, something. All right, so one side covered, okay? So it's just as easy as that. And like I said, I'm not gonna worry about these corners matching them because we are gonna put a bead of white foam clay there to look like the royal icing, excuse me, for this gingerbread bunny hutch house. All right, so now none of those pieces will work. They're too small. So let's go ahead and cover this other side, same like we just did. Yeah. Same for my husband. Yeah. Maritza, hi. Your teapot from yesterday came out lovely. So elegant and beautiful. I saw you posted the picture of the completed project this morning. Just gorgeous. Beautiful, gorgeous. So do you have, Maritza, Do you have plans for that teapot? Is it going somewhere in your house? Or is it sold? Or you were mentioning that your son asked you to make some decorations for his upcoming wedding in Hawaii. Is it going to be for decor for the wedding? Or did you make it just because? Or all of the above? Sometimes things have multi-purposes, right? Yeah. Maritza, you missed it. We went on a field trip at the beginning of my live. We went over to check out my little winter tree in the corner. My little tree stays in the corner of my craft room all year long, and I just change it out seasonally. And the little bucket it's in is an idea I originally got from Ginger. She did a Christmas one with gingerbread in a round Bose clay bucket. And I just loved it so much. It's for your house. I love that. Yeah, I am the type of crafter where I make something, one for me, and then the next thing I make is to sell. And then I make something, one for me, and the next thing is to sell. My husband's like, Deb, we're out of room. You have to stop making one for me. I'm like, I can't. They're all so cute. This one, when I finished it, you guys, he's like, oh, how much are you going to sell it for? I'm like, this one's for me. He's like, what if someone wants it? I'm like, well, I guess I would make another one. But I made that last Friday for the Friday's Fabulous Fakers Galentine's event. I love how it came out. So cute. And these puppies are coming out cute. I have orders for 3 of them. I have 2 made so far. You want to see it, Maritza? Do you want to go back and watch the beginning on a replay, or do you want me to take you on a field trip right now with my camera and walk you over there to see it really quick? Let me know. It is beautiful, Sam. She did an amazing job. And she 3D printed the teapot, and then she just embellished it and covered it and accessorized it and did all of the things to it. Thank you, Robin. Yeah, all of the things. It came out beautiful. I used to host tea parties when we had the B&B. They were so fun. Whatever is easier. I could probably, instead of walking over there, I could probably turn the camera and you could see it. There you go. You just can't see it up close. But see how it's in the little stand, and it's a snowman next to a hot cocoa stand, and then the tree is all decorated with mittens and snowmen and pink macarons and all of the things. Yeah, and you can watch the beginning of this on replay to see a close-up if you want to see it. So that stays there, Maritza, all the time, and I just changed the seasons out. And so far, Ginger did a Christmas one, a Pinkoween one, and a Valentine's one. And I did a Christmas one, a Pinkoween one, and a winter one. And now I'm going to do a spring Candyland Easter. You guys know, those of you that know me, know that this is going to be over the top. Candyland, pink, glitter, sprinkles, all of the things, guys, because this is my wheelhouse. You are so talented, Maritza. Yes, and I love you. You're so sweet. Maritza and I met live and in person at Baker's Gone Wild last July. We hugged and kissed. We had pictures together. She is just as sweet and as lovely and kind in real life as she is on the Facebook universe too. So sweet. And it was so special to finally get to meet a lot of the crafty peeps that I had been watching and being inspired by. It was just so fun. I'm so sad that Crystal's not doing it this year. I'm so sad. You gonna make me cry. You make me cry. And what was the most special for me was I got to meet my crafty bestie. I think of you, Carissa, all the time when Priscilla and Kim call each other crafty bestie. You're welcome. Well deserved. Carissa is my crafty bestie, my real life bestie, and we cried. I was in the lobby and I saw her and her husband pull up. I was in the lobby sitting with my husband, and I jumped up and ran out the front doors of the hotel. And when we got to meet live and in person and hug, it was so sweet and so special. And we were glued together, weren't we, Carissa? We were glued together that whole time. Yeah, she's so sweet. And my husband hit it off with Joey, her husband. I mean, we just, fun time all around. So I'm sad that she's not doing it again this year. I was looking forward to possibly going again. So maybe next time, we'll see. We'll see what another year will bring. We'll see. Right? We'll see. All right, so now we're gonna rinse and repeat. Do the same thing we just did, kind of trim these sides up. Then we'll just cover our small little sides, and then for all intents and purposes, this bucket will be covered. Let's do the bottom first. Put some more hot glue. That was the most fun part of the whole thing for me. I mean, I loved doing the projects, and I loved the shopping. Maricela and I did a little pop-up shop Thursday evening in the hotel lobby. That was fun. We were, Carissa. But that was the most fun for me, meeting all of my crafty friends and putting faces to names, and just the camaraderie and hanging out, and everyone was just so sweet, and there was lots of tears and giggles and laughs. It was so fun. It was so hard to leave and go home. I remember saying goodbye to Nikki. She was crying like a baby. I said, "What's the matter, honey? Why are you crying?" She's like, "I don't want to go because you're all going to forget me." I'm like, "Girl, stop. We are not going to forget you. We are not going to forget you." She's my daughter. I told her that. When she told me her age, I'm like, "Oh, I have kids your age. You're old enough. I'm old enough to be your mom." And she started laughing at me. Yeah, we loved meeting everyone too, right, Carissa? Yeah, it was so fun. My husband and I made a vacation out of it. We went early and stayed extra. We hadn't been on a vacation in years, because previous to this, we had owned, some of you may know, we had owned the bed and breakfast. And you guys, when you own a bed and breakfast, you can't leave. You can't leave. You can't leave. Well, you can, but you would have to close down. So, hi, Maureen. There's my other friend. If there's another Fake Bakers Gone Wild, Maureen's gonna go. And we are going to be hanging out. Her and I are like twins. Every time we talk, we're like, "Oh, me too, me too." Yeah, another sweet, lovely lady that I hope I have the pleasure of meeting sometime in person. It was fun. It was so fun. All right, let me add some more glue on this side. Make sure this is glued down. This is not hard, guys. It's just, depending on your container, and again, if you pick a round container, you'll be done with this already. But if you pick something a little bit more challenging to cover like I did, it could be a little challenging, but Just hang in there, cover it the best you can. And then you'll see, once I get my foam clay and we start putting around the top and on the seams, you're not even gonna be able to tell it's done in 4 pieces. How's everything in your neck of the wood? Yes, Marissa. Yep. And I took my little Polaroid camera and I took Polaroid pictures of some of my crafty friends, and then I came home and made a scrapbook because you guys, I am Savannah in the fall. Oh, nice. I did not hear that. That sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. All right, so here's where it gets tricky, guys, on my bucket, because my bucket is curved here. So you kind of just have to go slow, take your time, and just do a little bit at a time. So I'm gonna start with 2 beads of glue. Savannah is not far from me at all. I could go to that. I only like to go places, guys, that I could go by car. Like craft places. Because I didn't want to have to ship my stuff. Yes, Ginger, yes. Meeting everyone was so fun. I said if Crystal did it again, I would only go someplace where I could drive. So I had suggested to Anne like Myrtle Beach, because that was another very smart thing that they did. They planned it in a place that was like resorty, so people could actually make the most of spending the money. And I know a lot of people went with their families, with their significant others and their husbands and wives, their children and their grandchildren. Sightseeing, nice, nice. Yeah, I brought my husband to Faith Baker's Gone Wild. And when I was during the day in doing my crafty stuff and hanging out with my friends, he was in his glory because he went golfing every single day. And then on our free day, we went to Epcot one of the days. Yeah, it was just really nice. Like I said, we hadn't been on vacation in quite a while because we had the B&B for 5 years, so we never went on vacation. And then we were building this house for like 17 months. So during the construction, we didn't leave. We just were here overseeing things. Okay, Maureen, love you, bye. Yeah, so that was nice. That was nice that I got to do stuff with my crafty friends and I got to do stuff with my husband. And it was really good for me to have him actually experience it and see it. Because he doesn't watch, he's not on Facebook and he doesn't watch my lives, so he doesn't ever see any of this. He would just hear me say, oh, this and that, and oh my gosh, and this one and that one. So when we came home, now he's like, oh, that's Shelby. Oh, that's Priscilla. Oh, that's so-and-so. Because he met all the people at Fake Bakers. So now when he sees me watching them, he feels like more connected. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Brandy, I'm not sure you were on, but the other day, some of us North Carolinians were talking about doing a little mini craft retreat here on Emerald Isle over the summer. And we signed you up for it, Brandy. We signed you up, us North Carolinians, me, you, Teresa, Jess, Jenna, who else lives here in North Carolina? I'm trying to think. We're thinking of doing something over on Emerald Isle, like a long weekend. Nothing planned with classes unless any of us want to step up and do classes. But we're thinking of just getting a place that has a meeting room and hanging out for a long weekend and crafting and going to the beach and going out for drinks and dinner and, you know, just having a nice long weekend. Me, you, Teresa. Teresa lives out by you. Jess kind of lives out in your direction. And then Jenna, she's grandfathered in. Jenna, she lives in South Carolina, just over the North Carolina border, so we grandfathered her in. She's considered a North Carolinian. But Maricela said that she's like, oh, I would be interested, and she lives in Texas. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if it materializes, but I think that would be so fun. In lieu of the fact that their Fake Bakers Gone Wild is not having an event this year, I feel like that would be so fun. All right, so we're gonna rough cut this off here. And I'm gonna rough cut it off on the side. Maricela, right? I heard you say, oh, I would be in. Or is that one of those things you said I would be in when it was on the live, and then after you're like, what was I thinking? All right, so I'm gonna, on the edges, stick some more hot glue right on the edge to get this as close as possible, and then we'll cut it off. One more side, guys. I know, this is boring to watch. This is like watching paint dry. So note to self, when you're choosing your buckets, although I love mine because they are rectangle, I do have a front and a back, so I can make mine double-sided, but a round container like Ginger used would be much easier to cover, because you just go around and then you're done. Okay, cut this off closer now. Yeah, I already kind of picked the place. I didn't go over to check it out or talk to them yet, but it's called the Lighthouse Suites, and it's right on Emerald Isle, right like a 5-minute walk from the ocean. That would be so fun. Although Jenna said she doesn't do sand, so she would only go to the pool. You could come here to my house and go to my pool. We have a clubhouse here, guys, but it is super expensive to rent for private events. So I don't think that would be budget friendly. Which I feel like our HOA is cutting off their nose despite their face. They made it less expensive to rent. Oh, in April? Well, we should try to, I know where you're going, but we should try to see if you could take a day or two and come down here, since you'll be so close. I know where you're going, Carissa. Okay. That looks good. I'm just trying to remove some of the bulk on the corner, because when we start putting our foam clay in there, I don't want it bulky. I want it as flat and smooth as possible. All right, and we'll trim this on the bottom. That is the trickiest part of mine to cover, because it is curved. Do keep that in mind when you're picking your bucket. Hi, Marianne. Marianne, you're in Georgia. I feel like you would be down for a North Carolina or a Savannah craft retreat, because you're close, right? All right, there's that corner, trimmed as close as we could get it. I will come back in now. This is my final little spot, add a little bit more hot glue right in there. So the glitter foam sheet stays down and doesn't ever lift. We want it to stay down good. We're gonna cover it all. Oh, gotcha, Carissa. Well, a girl can dream, right? A girl can dream. All right, and then look how cute this is, guys, with the pink. Love it. All right, one last little piece. Covering this bucket does take a lot of glitter foam sheet too, because it takes about 2.5 sheets, just because I'm having to cut it off and piece it together. So again, like if you have a round one, you probably could do it in like 2 sheets, but I save all my little pieces that I cut off and I use them for other projects. All right, I'm gonna go a little quicker on this because you've seen me cover the 3 other sides. It's just rinse and repeat at this point. You guys hanging in there with me? Okay. And then we'll get on to something a little bit more fun. To watch my time too. I knew today's my extra long day because Jess had to leave and go pick her son up from school. So every other week I'm on for an extra 20 minutes. So I figured today would be a good day to do this because I know it's a little time consuming. Next week will be more fun because we'll get to some of the decorating of the bunny hutch house. And then we'll start making some ornaments for the tree. How fun will that be, guys? How fun will that be? All right, I'm holding it up here so it doesn't slide down. And at the same time, I'm pushing down into the center where that curve is. You guys, they put the gutters on the new construction house next to us today. I told you guys they poured the driveway last week. Guys, you know what that means. Carissa, you know what that means. They're getting really close to being done. When they do the driveway and the gutters, the next thing is the final grading and then the landscaping, and then they're done. You guys, I cannot wait for the noise to end and mostly the mess. My porches are so filthy because that property is not landscaped and it's windy here at the beach all the time. So all of that dirt from the construction site next door is just blowing over onto our porches and onto my furniture and onto my decor, onto my Christmas decorations, and now my snowmen are out there. You guys, I have to take my snowmen down. Still chilly, but we're moving in the right direction. Finally. Usually after Valentine's, I take my snowman down. Michelle, did Evelyn fall asleep? She's taking a nappy nap? I can't wait tomorrow to go see my babies. I can't wait. Oh my goodness. You know, guys, when I come home Saturday, I'm going to be exhausted. They tire me out. God knows what he's doing when he gives you kids, you know, when you're young. Like in your 20s and 30s. When you're in your 60s, guys, it's a whole different ballgame. It's a whole different ballgame. I get exhausted, but it's a fun exhausted. And I know when I'm watching them and playing with them, I'm not their I'm not their sole caregiver responsible for their every need. I'm their Mimi. I'm not their mommy or daddy. So it's a different kind of, it's not like when I was bringing up my sons and I was responsible for their every breath. You guys know what I mean? It's a different kind of love, a grandparent love. All of the fun without any of the responsibility, right guys? All of the fun without any responsibility, for the most part. All right, let's trim this off with my pointy scissors. We'll get as close as we can. Reduce the bulk on the corner. And then I'll be able to get my clay. And we'll start putting some clay on this puppy. If you guys think of any other ideas for my Candyland spring Easter Bunny hutch, let me know. Send me a message. Let me know. Always open to suggestions. Sometimes people think of things that you're like, oh, of course, why did I not think of that? That's a brilliant idea, right? Sometimes people think of stuff that you would never have thought of. All right, I'm just trimming these edges down a little bit more. Like I said, we're gonna cover that, we're gonna pipe royal icing in there. Faux royal icing. So I'm just trying to reduce as much of that bulk as I can. You should see my craft room floor right now, guys. Oh my goodness. It's a mess because I just keep throwing my trash on the floor. I don't know, guys, my comments might have stopped or everyone got quiet. I don't see any more comments. 6 minutes ago when Krista was talking about her husband having to work. I don't think I do any of the clay royal icing on the sides of the bucket, so I'm always kind of careful when I'm trimming the sides. And apparently I get quiet when I'm doing that too. Okay, that looks good, guys. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That looks good. All right, so we're covered on all 4 of the sides. All right, so now I'm gonna come in and do something that I call, sorry guys, that drawer needs some oil. I call it the messy technique. Carly laughs at me every time I say it. Come in with some regular Aleene's tacky glue. And then I'm down to my last bag of this. I save this particular clay for any time I need to make like a drip with my fingers because it's super wet and sticky. This TCT clay. It's, okay, Maricela, welcome back. It's super, look, it's super wet and sticky. So to try to roll this out and cut with cookie cutter, it's not gonna work, but this is the perfect to do what I'm gonna do with the royal icing on the edges and then the drip along the top because I wanna hide that lip of my bucket and I wanna camouflage those corners. So like I said, I'm down to my last bag and I don't think Melissa is producing I think she's just selling what she has in stock. I'm not sure if she's even still producing and ordering more clay. I'm going to do my edges first, guys. I'm going to do the royal iced edges first, corners. And I am going to get my silicone mat out, guys, because this clay is really sticky. How's Coconut, Maricela? Is she being a good girl? No more finding of, it's so sticky, guys. Look, it's so sticky. But it's perfect for the application I'm gonna use it for. You guys, my friend PM, Crafting with Mrs. P, is up at 4 o'clock after me. We're gonna head over to her page and see what she has planned to share with us today. I know it's gonna be something super cute. We are going to head out. Today is Tuesday. You guys know what that means. Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. All right. do a little bit at a time. I'm rolling it on the silicone mat because it is so sticky. And I want to leave it a little thick because I want it to cover that whole corner. It's so sticky that you kind of have to be careful handling it with your fingers because it leaves fingerprints. All right, so then I'm gonna come in with some, you're so welcome, Jenna. She's taking a nap. I wish I was taking a nap. That sounds good to me about now. You guys, how many of you have Netflix? You know, I ask this all the time. I love watching the series and then rewatching series that Netflix has. Bridgerton, I'm watching Bridgerton. I watched the 4 episodes that dropped a few weeks ago, and then the next 4 are dropping at the end of February. All right, so I'm gonna come in with this royal icing worm of this soft and sticky air dry foam clay, and we're gonna put it right where we put all that tacky glue. And like I said, it's going to cover and hide that seam. Voila, just like that, guys, just like that. Cut it off on the bottom. And then I'm pushing it into the glue. So that, like I said, I wasn't too concerned when I bought my 2 pieces of glitter foam sheet up against one another because I knew we were going to cover our side seams with our royal icing, okay? So you can't even tell that there's a seam there, guys. You can't even tell, okay? So we're going to do that for 3 more sides. She's good. She was just in here trying to get her tennis ball and she took off. I think she's upstairs with Daddy. I'm sure he's on a conference call, so she's probably sitting on the lazy boy next to his desk. Just waiting for someone to play with her, talk to her, do something with her. And you just want to try to roll out all of your foam clay about the same diameter, guys. I mean, it's a gingerbread house, so it's, you know, you don't have to be exact. Waiting for the next episodes. Yes, Maricela. Yes. Me too. I wonder why they split probably because of when they dropped the first 4 episodes and then the Olympics came. That's the only thing I can think of why they split the season and did the 4 episodes in January. And then the next 4 episodes they're doing in February. Just have to be careful as you're flipping this to do all of the corners. This is very wet. Well, mine is very, very wet. So I do not want to set this down like that because it'll ruin it. It'll mash it and ruin it. For mine, at least, guys. But I feel like any air dry foam clay is gonna be wet. This is super wet, guys, the clay that I'm using. But even if you're not using a super wet clay, I feel like you still would have to be careful how you set it down. All right, making sure that seam is all covered good. Cut it off on the bottom. Push it up to make it flat. And then eyeball to make sure my clay is all in the glue. Simple. That's why I said the covering of my bucket, because of the shape of my bucket, guys, was the hardest part of this whole project. All the rest is going to be so fun, guys. It's going to be so fun. So those of you, if you want to do it with me, you can play catch up. Yeah, Maricela, yeah. It's got to be something to do with the Olympics, I would think. Go get you a bucket and cover your bucket. And do this on the seams. And come up with your idea of how you want to decorate the front of your bucket. Like I said, I did all mine and turned them into either like a little front of a house. My Pinkoween one was the front of a little pink haunted house. I'm gonna get a piece of parchment, guys, because setting this down, that wet clay right there and right there, it probably would stick to my table. It's so wet, so wet. So I'm gonna set it down on parchment. So my Pinkoween one was the front of a haunted house. And then my Christmas one was the front of a gingerbread house. My winter one was a snowman and a hot cocoa stand. And now this one is gonna be like a little bunny hutch. A little bunny house. All right, 2 more corners. We have 9 minutes. So maybe could get my, well, I can start showing you what I do for the top. So what I do for the top, guys, is I'll put some more of that tacky glue. I'm not gonna do it now because I wanna finish my corners, but I can show you. For those of you that wanna get a bucket and catch up and do this with me next week. So I would put tacky glue all around the top and then come in with some more of your wet, sticky clay and roll like a rough worm. It doesn't have to be smooth or get the texture out. And then just stick it down into that glue that you would have there and finger press it and shape it how you want. If you want to make drips, or if you want it to just be, you know, kind of wavy, however you want the top, and go all around the top to cover the lip of your bucket. If your bucket has a lip, I'm pretty sure that, you know, any container that you use is going to have a lip. You guys, you can even use, hi Wendy, how are you? I'm covering a Model Magic bucket to create another tree stand base for my little mini tree in the corner. I'm doing Candyland Easter Bunny Hutch. I hadn't done a spring or Easter one yet. I've only done Pinkoween and Christmas and winter. So I was gonna say, guys, most of the laundry detergent, if you use the pods, come in those containers. Guys, if you bought a real large one, you might could make that work. You would probably have to take the X stand off of your tree and then put styrofoam in your bucket and then just set the post, you know, the post of the tree that goes in the X stand, just set that down into the styrofoam. But you could even use a laundry detergent bucket, guys, instead of throwing that out or searching for a container or bucket or whatever. Get creative. Look around your house. Shop your stash. Shop your stash, guys. Shop your stash. All right, now's when I have to be careful, because I know I've done this in the past, guys, where I turned my bucket and set it on the side and flattened all of my clay. Wendy, are you at work or are you driving home? Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna come back in with more of the tacky glue, run a bead all along this corner. an hour and 20 minutes today. I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna fill the whole hour and 20 minutes? And I used the whole time talking and covering this container. Then we're gonna come back in. This is where I have to be careful because I can't really set this down on its side. I'm going to stick it into the glue there, kind of line it up, and then cut this off the bottom. See what I'm saying? You just kind of have to be a little bit careful once you have two sides done, because you don't want to set this down like this and ruin your wet clay there. I'm not being too concerned with the top, because the entire top is going to be covered with some more of that clay. And if you're not visualizing like what I'm saying, you can go back and watch the very beginning where I walked you over to show you my tree. There's a piece of my hair. Oh, you guys. My hair just falls out. My hair just falls out. I'm at that age where it's shedding and it's not growing back in like it used to. All right, and then I'm pushing this down again into the glue so all of the clay touches all of the glue. Now you got 3 corners done, and we'll just do this 4th corner. And then I'll go around and do the messy technique all around the top, guys. All right. Roll out a little bit more clay. Guys, this clay is so wet. So wet. Who's going to make this along with me? Who's going to join me next week with your container already covered and an idea how you want to decorate the front? Who's going to do it with me? Carissa is going to do it with me. Who else is going to do it with me? Decorate a container and put a tree in it. Little mini tree. I just put my finger in the corner. Who's going to make one with me? Marcella. I know Carissa is. Marcella, I know you probably have enough in your stash to make something like this. I know you. I know you, girl. All right. Cut off the one end. Rough cut the other end. We'll add our glue. Confident. That we could get this corner on while I still have ya. All right, cut that off the bottom. And then make sure all your clay is in all that glue. Easy so far, right guys? Easy so far. You could put anything inside this too. You don't have to do a Christmas tree. You could put one of those flocked Easter bunnies inside, you know, build up the inside with some filler and then put a flocked Easter bunny in there. Just showing you how I do mine for my seasonal trees in my craft room. Okay, all 4 sides are covered with our royal icing, okay? And now I will come in off camera, add tacky glue all around the top, and then roll a fat worm and start putting this all around the top and just finger press it into place how I want it to look. And you could go back to the beginning. When I started the video, we went over and I showed my winter one so you could see kind of how I did it. I made it billowy to look like clouds. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll be back again live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern for the Bright Ideas and Crafters. Thanks for hanging out with me today, crafty friends. We're going to go see Pam now. Thank you to Jenna and Michelle and Sam for creating this fun group and for having me be a member of it. I love it so much, and I love you all. Bye, guys.